Welcome to Pat Pattison's Best of California. In this episode, our World War II California Part 2. We're going to show you the rest of the story, places you can still visit to get you in touch with the legacy of World War II here in our great state. This is the former El Toro Marine Base I used to come to as a kid, shop in the commissary all the time. Now, one of the biggest legacies of World War II here in Southern California is open land. A lot of military bases were shut down, some developed commercially, but many serve as open land area that we would never have if they hadn't preserved the land during that time. Other places that are former military bases, the amazing Presidio up in San Francisco, the best view in the Bay. So if you'll remember, in part 1, we visited Goleta, the site of a surprise attack by a Japanese submarine, and a restaurant where you can see some relics of that damage. Camarillo CAF So Cal Wing Aviation Museum, where uniform curator Jack Luter decodes our father's uniforms. We went to the Queen Mary in Long Beach, and we talked about its storied war history as the Gray Ghost. We visited the area above San Pedro that was Fort MacArthur and its gun bunkers there that were a part of the Battle of Los Angeles and made headlines. Now, if you haven't seen part 1, be sure and watch it on our YouTube channel. So join me and my guest host, Chris Cangilla, the World War II Dad podcaster, as we go and see the rest of our World War II California. We're going to visit historic places like the Lake Norconian Club, a star-studded resort that was converted into a naval hospital the day after the Pearl Harbor attack. Chris and I visit with Ruth Clampett, daughter of famed Warner Brothers animator Bob Clampett, and talk about how Hollywood contributed to the war effort. And we'll see an encore of my adventure flying a PT-19 training plane up at the CAF Camarillo Museum. Let's get going. I'm so excited. We're here in Norco, and this is the Lake Norconian Club Resort and Naval Hospital, World War II Naval Hospital. And I'm so happy to have Diane Markham, the social media director, and Jody Filkins, the secretary of the Lake Norconian Club Foundation, and you guys are going to save this place. So tell me about what your efforts are to do this.
We spend time, doing educational events, social media. We do a lot of events where we have people come and they sponsor us, and we tell them about the history. We talk about the World War II history, how the Hollywood celebrities that were once there in the 20s came back in the 40s to the World War II Naval Hospital to entertain the soldiers as they were recovering from their injuries.
So what are the challenges with saving a historic structure that you can't get to?
Some of the challenges are with the bureaucracy.
Okay.
We have the Navy side, and then you have the rehabilitation side. But there have been opportunities for us to actually get in there with the fundraising efforts and the money that we've raised. We've been able to put pumps on the roof to pump off the water to prevent continued deterioration. But again, it's the difficulty in dealing with the state, dealing with the prison, the warden, and all of that. But on those occasions in which we've actually been able to get in there, those are the types of things that we can do. Boarding up windows, or boarding up empty spaces, preventing rodents from getting in there, cleaning out the gutters and things like that.
And Diane was nice enough, being the social media maven she is. We have all these pictures of the resort, and we mentioned I was born here when it was a naval hospital, but it's really like Hearst Castle beautiful, right?
Oh, it's amazing. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely amazing.
Because I don't think anybody has any idea, even looking at its grandeur from here.
Yeah.
And I know it had one of the first big swimming pools that had
the Olympic swimming pools,
yeah.
An Italian marble that is in the dining room is simply amazing.
And as Diane says, a lot of the studio people came out, and there was a big golf course, I believe.
Yeah, golf course. There was a bowling alley.
So this was the mirage of its day.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And all those soldiers got to have dinner in the, dining room, the grand dining room from the 20s, on the fine silverware while they were recovering from their injuries.
Yeah. And so it's a mixed bag that this is on prison grounds, because it might not be there if it hadn't been for the Navy and the state. I mean, some developer might have torn it down and built homes. So we got to be respectful of that. And yet it's time to do something about the structure.
It is, and we love it. And you can see from here, it's so gorgeous. There's an area inside called Peacock Walk. You should look at it. It's on our social media. There's photos
Peacock
of it.
Walk.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like this big, huge wood structure, hand done. It's so gorgeous.
Wow.
It's really epic.
Lake Norconian Club.org.
Yes.
Become a part of this club. Let's save this building. If you state officials are listening to us, we have to save this building. So Jody and Diane, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Pat.
Thank you.
Appreciate
This
it.
was great. Thank you.
Thank you.
So it's time to take your second act creative U-turn. Today's topic, hobbies, genealogy, my family tree. I've always wanted to know where I came from. Thought I was Irish, Patrick Pattison. Turns out I'm Scottish. So I developed a plan to have a family trip over to Scotland. I went on Facebook groups to find out more about the local history, genealogy. People flooded me with data. I contacted a local expert, the Elgin Heritage Council over there in Scotland. They have them all over the UK. Check those out. I was able to go and check out a newspaper which had a number of listings regarding my grandfather and great-grandfather, and they found out the hotel they owned was still there. I could go visit it with my daughters. Incredible. And then last but not least was enjoying the trip, booked by a travel expert. I didn't know how to do it, so I turned it over to a travel agent, which I know many of us don't use anymore because of the internet, but boy, am I glad I did it in this case. Now, not everybody can afford a trip to Scotland, but you can do all of this via Zoom. I did the library, I did the Heritage Council, all via Zoom. Hope you enjoyed how I've done my creative U-turn. Now it's time for you to do yours. I'm so excited. We are here with Hollywood royalty. I'm at Ruth Clampett's house with Chris. And Ruth, and your father, Bob Clampett, is one of the most famous animators in Hollywood.
He's my favorite.
He's your favorite. He's your favorite. He was part of the Warner Brothers, Bugs Bunny, Porky Pig, Daffy Duck, Sylvester, Tweety Pie, all of those.
Yeah.
And it's just so nice of you to have us to your home here.
I'm excited to share it with everybody.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and you guys are great.
So. Oh, good. There we go. So remind me, in terms of the characters, your dad was responsible for what?
Yeah, so Porky Pig. What happened was Schlesinger, they didn't have a character that was really taking off. Okay. And so he asked the group to come up with some ideas, and he said, think about the little rascals, little... and that was a good thing because, he normally wasn't ever telling them what to do, but he realized. And so Dad, he actually won some money for it. They were doing, like who can make this work.
Wow.
Yeah. But he's always been an artist, right? He's always.
Oh, yeah. He was drawing. He was drawing before he could walk. And he started, back then toilet paper was very stern. He would make pictures I don't even know how at that age, but
it was already a comic strip, almost going down linear.
And when he was 12, he entered into a contest on the newspaper, and he did this whole fun thing about a cat, and he won. Wow! And so that was amazing because he got to go to the very fine art school. They paid for it for like a couple of years. And, it was just thrilling for him.
His training. And I know there was a brush with the Disney studios. You mentioned that he almost went to work for Walt.
Yeah.
But they offered him a job, and it sounds like the timing was wrong. So they said you're going to have to wait.
Yeah.
And wow.
Yeah, because my dad...
There'd be no Porky Pig, maybe.
I know.
Could you imagine the world without Porky Pig?
It could be a Disney Porky Pig.
It might have been a Disney Porky Pig.
Yeah, I mean, he had just started seeing cartoons.
Wow.
And...
knew he wanted a part of it.
Yeah, he really did. And so Walt had him do specific drawings to see how he drew and everything. And I think they went through it twice. And then he said, I'm going to hire you, but you're going to have to wait 2 or 3 months because we're about to move. And Dad thought, there's this one other man I've met that's working at the studio, and he helped me make a thing I was making my own film, and the opening didn't look good, so the guy did it for him for free, and it was Schlesinger.
Oh, wow.
And so when Schlesinger sees him and says, oh my God, I can't believe this kid is here. And
he probably threw in a little bit. And by the way, I have an offer from Disney, just FYI.
I'm sure Dad did.
Yeah.
He was very charming, and he
oh, wow.
He could really make things happen. It was something.
Well, history got changed on that pivot.
Yeah.
And I'm going to fast forward just a little bit because we're here to talk about World War II.
Yes, that's
so. And I know that he was involved in the war effort.
Yeah.
This is Chris's bailiwick. We're doing a whole episode about it. Tell us a little bit about his history during the war.
Well, he wanted to do whatever he could to, he lost some of the people on his team because they, had to go. But he really realized, because he used to go into theaters and sit in the back and see how things were working and what was funny and what wasn't. And he just realized people are really sad right now. And if there's a way to do something that, kind of makes them happy, the cartoons were very popular, at that time. They needed it. And so, so the coolest thing he did was, should I show it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. This is a picture.
Should I hold it up against the white background
that might
here?
work. It might work.
I'm not sure if you can see it, but it looks like a cell from Any Bonds Today, right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you, Ruth, because as Pat alluded to, I do a podcast with my brother where we talk about my dad, our World War II dad is the name of the podcast. And that's how Pat and I bonded, because he also has a World War II dad. And
I know I don't look that old.
And your World War II dad helped in the effort too. So we're all children of World War II fathers that really contributed to the war effort.
Yeah.
Now, with Any Bonds Today, which was a 90-second short, I believe, that was shown before some Warner films, right? Yeah. He wrote that and directed it. What do you know about that project?
I don't know about the music, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the music came from Irving Berlin, I think, but I think he wrote, and how
changed the names
exactly.
and stuff. Okay, you're right about that.
The tall man with the high hat will be coming down your way. Get your savings out when you hear him shout, Any Bonds Today. Come on and get him, folks. Come on, skip right up and get him. Any bonds today, bonds of freedom, that's what I'm selling. Any bonds today, scrape up the most. And
he just made it really fun. They're dancing and they're, the two are in their uniform, and it's just, it was a great thing to do because they wanted everybody to, step up and get what did they call those?
War bonds.
War bonds.
Yes.
and Bugs is throwing them out.
Yeah,
Get your bonds today. Yes, everybody get your bonds. Yeah, I mean, it's an incredible effort because, there are so many stories like this. Some, like you said, some on his staff had to go fight the war.
Yeah.
But there's such a concentrated effort here at home with the other people to really support that war effort. And I'm sure he by doing this 90-second short, raised so much money so those boys could fight it properly and had what they needed, right?
Definitely.
Ghost of Dad is around, sure.
That's Dad saying something.
You bet.
So anyway.
Sorry.
Hi, Dad. And what was really cool was that it was for years, and it might still be true, it was shown in every place.
So it might be one of the only things that's been in every theater.
It was in every theater
world.
because they wanted to get this out to everybody.
Wow.
And they didn't have television yet. So that's a big deal. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
So, I think that at that time when it was so hard for people and stuff, that to bring in these cartoons and see them dancing to get, help everybody, it meant a lot.
Let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. Obviously you weren't talking with him while he's doing this work, you weren't, but what did he say about the importance? What did it mean to him emotionally to do that? Did he share any of those?
I think that, he just knew that how important it is to be, to be whatever you are in the, the supporter. And he just, I think he stepped back and he thought, what can I do? What can I do that's going to do something
with my talents?
Yeah. And so if we can make cartoons that just make people happy and know that Bugs Bunny is talking to them and all that he thought that would be a really good thing.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Huge morale booster.
Yeah. He had a great personality for that. And I've always been very honored and I think very highly of my dad. He was a great dad and amazing artist, and I love that he really wanted to help people.
Have other entities recognized the creative effort for World War II? I mean, there's a little bit of a renaissance, not just Chris, but in appreciating that generation. Is there any recognition of your dad's effort?
Yeah, I think there was.
So it's happening.
And he was really
proud of that.
Yeah, very proud of it. Yeah.
Ruth Clampett, thank you so much.
Oh,
this
my
is wonderful.
pleasure.
This is wonderful.
From a World War II child to another, thank you for your dad's service to our great country and talking with us today.
It means a lot. It really does. And I'm happy to be here with you guys.
Terrific.
Okay.
Camarillo, and we are at the Commemorative Air Force Museum. This place is unbelievable, and I'm nice enough to have Ron Fleischman here with us, one of the volunteers. All volunteer museum, right,
volunteers.
Ron? Wow. And I know primarily people come to see what's behind us. Tell me about these planes.
The silver airplane is a Navion. So we've restored it to look like an airplane as an air base. It was based here.
I got you. One of these was
in
in Tora?
Yeah, the green airplane behind us is a replica Kate. When they made Tora, there were no real Japanese airplanes. General MacArthur, when he took over Japan, he didn't want any crazy kamikazes to get in one of the airplanes
Destroyed them all.
And do something.
Yeah.
Well, he rendered it inoperative, and then he said destroy them all.
Oh, wow.
Because when they made the movie, they needed a Japanese fleet to attack Pearl Harbor.
Wow.
So they took PT-19s and PT-17s and AT-6, old trainer airplanes,
Right.
flew them down to Long Beach, and there was a company that spliced them, cut them, and welded them all together.
Wow.
Voila, instant Japanese fleet.
Great. Well, Ron Fleischman, thank you so much for doing this work.
Thank you for coming. We
I mean,
appreciate you being
This
here.
is amazing. So, Commemorative Air Force Museum here in Camarillo. You got to check it out. I'm with Sean Broadhead. And Sean, what do you run here at the museum?
I run the cadet program, the Commemorative Air Force So Cal Wing.
So you're working with young people to do what?
Yes, we are, to educate them, inspire them, and to honor World War II and all veterans. As a pilot, it's important to understand these things because
I am glad that the man that's taking me up in a plane knows all that stuff.
you are correct.
I'm
You
very
are
glad.
correct. At our show, we had a World War II veteran as part of the show, and I pointed out to him that this museum is about him.
Yeah.
And every veteran
Yeah.
that's ever been a veteran for us.
Keep that memory
We
alive.
keep that going.
Yeah.
The easy part for me with the cadets program is the resources I have here.
Isn't that great?
I mean, I've got people. I literally have rocket scientists. I literally have
Southern
pilots
California
all
has
over the
all
place.
aeronautics. Yeah.
I have people that have their own aircraft. I have people that built their own aircraft. I have people that have history that have forgotten more about some of the history than I'll ever know in my life.
There we go.
Some of our docents around here, and they know more about all these aircraft and everything about World War II.
And all volunteers. That's
And
the
all
amazing
volunteers.
thing. That's so
And-
wonderful. Even more fun here at the museum. I'm with Steve Ryder, and we're going to go up in a plane. Tell me about this plane, Steve.
This Fairchild PT-19, it's a World War II trainer, and it's the primary trainer.
And is it my understanding the general public can come do this?
Oh, absolutely. And
Oh my gosh.
this is a flying experience museum,
Yeah,
So
people
that's
be a
exactly
part
what
of
it's
it.
for.
Right. So here we are at the museum, and Mike, you're going to show me the safety rules and whatnot,
Right.
so that I come back.
Well,
And
we
then I
want you
get
to
it.
come back. More importantly, we want you to have a good time.
We want me to have a good
Rule
time.
number one is
Good.
have a good time.
Great.
Rule number two is stay safe.
Okay.
So you can hold on here, you can
Okay.
hold on to the couch,
Got it?
swing a leg over, you can stand
Okay.
on the seat. Don't hold on to the windshield. You want to hold on
I'm
here.
going to have to get up closer to you.
That's fine. Get a little
Just as
more
we go.
elevation. Giddy up, horsey.
Oh, there we go.
Easy money, right? Okay, now you should have another belt on the other side down there low. If you want to grab onto something.
Okay, gotcha.
This is vertical speed, how fast up and down you're going.
Good deal.
Engine, RPM,
Yeah.
temperatures, oil pressure, etc., etc.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed our World War II California Part 2. Special thanks to guest host Chris Cangilla, and tune into his Our World War II Dad podcast with his brother. Amazing. Tune in next time to Pat Pattison's Best of California right here on this station. What's the best in your California city? Go to our website, bestofcal.tv, and tell us about it. We'll come cover you.